Welcome to the month of June and my monthly forecast for the month of the horse. And you know what? It's going to seem like a rodeo, so why don't you stick around to see what's coming up in the month of June. Hi, everyone. My name is Kathleen Zemansky. I'm a business feng shui master, business astrologer, and the creator of the TimeBlazr business management system. But as you can see, I'm more than just that. And one of the reasons I work so diligently and for the passion of what I do, it's because of some of the people that are in this picture right here. My husband and I, we love to travel. We love to do things that are very kind of like on the beach in Mendocino up to, five-star hotels and restaurants in Paris, and even in our own dining room, from the fruits of our labor, from our wonderful little garden in the back. And then this is my dear Alice, who is my assistant, and we all are working together so that we can continue to serve you in the best way possible. So let's start talking about the month of June. But before you go any further, please make sure to like, comment, share, and then of course ring that bell if you're on certain platforms so you get all of the notices that we're going to be talking about, as well as if you have any comments or other questions that you want to reach out direct, just go to hello@TimeBlazr.com and we'll answer those questions there as well. All right, here's our business model, and it's person, space, and time. And ideally, it looks like, everything is equal. Your business astrology would be the person, and that's saying that you have a perfect chart, or the feng shui of your space is perfect, and so there's no problem there. And then, okay, just choose a good day, and everything's going to just be beautiful. Well, that's not the reality, as you have probably seen if you are of a certain age of even I would say kids had to grow up pretty quick around this whole COVID thing that we're in right now. So I would say, what you have to start thinking about is, what is the best qualities of a person that you yourself can bring out? What are the best qualities in the space you can bring out? But the thing that you can do, choose 100% of the time to do the right action at the right time. And that is the crux of the TimeBlazr business management system, is to be able to personally select a day that's good for you to carry out your most important business activities. So if you would like to follow along with us and really have that breakthrough year, go to www.free30timetrial.com. There's no credit card required, and then this will help you get through this really critical month of June, the horse month, to help you have a better outcome. Don't be like this guy that is almost breaking through and turns around and just goes, I give up. Don't give up. There's a lot of tools out there to help you. All right, so when you first sign up for the TimeBlazr, and or if you just would like to run your charts, you can go to this URL down here, and then do this with all the people that you're sheltering in place with. But for the TimeBlazr purposes, the year, month, day, and hour of birth is what your TimeBlazr is going to be calculated on. So the year of birth represents your networks, your marketing, how far and wide you can expand in the marketplace, your social circles. The month is about your career, what you're best suited at, your character. And then the day of birth is really important because it is about you, your self-improvement, your personal growth. It's also about your partnerships. Now, I realize not everyone knows their hour of birth, and it could be because you can't find your birth records, or it just never was recorded to begin with. It could also be that you are adopted, so they don't really have that clear year, month, day, and hour. Okay, so if you don't have it, you don't have it, and there's nothing that we can do about that. But please note that at least you have 75% of the picture with the month, day, the year, month, and day. So, but if you do know it, it does represent your brainstorming, if you will, your R&D, research and development, and it's also about your investments. And it is important for your legacy work that you'd be doing throughout your life. Enormous amount of other information on the chart, but for today's purposes, we are going to talk about the year, month, and day of birth and hour, if you know it, with the TimeBlazr in mind. All right, So we actually have, or it seems that we have two versions, but really this is the base of where your TimeBlazr is calculated. So for everyone, as you can see, there's going to be green and white days. And so typically what it's saying is that the green days are going to be more vibrant just because of the number of different calculations that were embedded into the TimeBlazr. So as you can see, for example, the first is starting out with a destruction day, and then it's a destruction day over here. The second is risk reward over here. So those things are equal on both sides. But then once we start personalizing the TimeBlazr, which is the only way to go, because then this is where you're going to have your most success. So on this side, we can start looking at, first of all, let's look at the star system. There's stars from 1 to 5 stars, 1 being the lowest vibrancy, 5 being the highest vibrancy. And then you can start even seeing that, oh, well, there's 5 stars on a destruction day. Would that be good for me? Well, I would prefer that you use one of the green days if you can. And I'm talking about your important activities. And I'm talking about sending out those proposals, starting an important campaign or a funnel that you're going to be getting new clients. It's going to be, sending out that proposal to a top client, picking up the phone to talk to a top client. So those things you don't do every minute of the day. Come on, you have to create some of the material to, really make a good response, right? So use the other days to do that. And then if you can find, this is really where I want you to start thinking this mindset. Every person, if they can find one, listen to me, 1 or 2 really good days in a month to do a big launch or, outreach to your clients, that's great. Now, you have other days that are still going to be good. There's going to be some months you might find 3 days, but mostly if you can find 1 to 3 days a month to really do that big outreach, because you're going to be preparing all month long to really get that going, this is where you're going to get outstanding results. Then we have some icons here for standard business activities that we thought that would be useful for you as a user. They're things like signing contracts, starting a marketing campaign, starting with a new client, partnerships, and things like that. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the month of June. It actually starts on the 5th, and it goes all the way through to July. So the months do not start in the Chinese calendar on the 1st like they do on the Western calendar, but we did give you the Western version because that's most likely where you're going to have a fit within your own day planner, if you will. All right, so, but unless you're using the TimeBlazr as your day planner, which I highly recommend. Okay, let's talk a little bit about the horse. This is a very, as I alluded to at the beginning of this video, that it is going to seem like you're going to be riding that bucking bronco the entire month, especially with certain animals in your chart. So the reason being is it is the year of the metal rat and is now in the horse month. These two are opposite sides of the zodiac. And what that means is that the horse is fire, considered mostly fire, and the rat is considered is water. So water will put out the fire. And that's what it's going to try to do all month long. So there's going to be certain days of the month that are going to be critical for us to watch out for as well. And I'll show you a couple of those in just a second. But one of the things that I would say, if you have a horse in your chart, is, and it could show up either in your year of birth, month of birth, day of birth, and hour of birth. And again, that will be depending on, let's just take one. It shows up in the month of birth. Okay, then there's going to be some big transformation and change in the month of birth. And that would hold true of wherever the horse would show up in your chart if you have a horse. But let's face it, it's still the horse month. In the year of the rat, the month is going to affect you nonetheless, but it will affect horses the most. And rats for that matter, because it is the horse-rat clash. Okay, so the horse, what do they have to look forward to this year? What I would say is that big change, that big transformation that they're going to be having in whatever aspect of the life the horse shows up. But so this is where I want you to start thinking about how you can guide the energy to do what you want it to do. So instead of going, oh my gosh, I'm going to put my head in the sand for the month because it's going to be horrible. No, don't think like that. take action in a positive way to make you a more professional, honed expert, so that you can get out in front of your tribe and community, or your client base, your employees, your staff, your service providers. So you would be choosing better days to reach out to them to do that. Now, I do have to also indicate the horse has one, I would say, negative energy this year, and that is they're going to spend a lot of money this year. So one of the best ways that you can help that is to be very judicious about how you're spending your money if you have a horse in your chart, as well as invest in yourself. Invest in something that is going to make you better, that at the end of this year will have a long-term established effect for you. That's a very different way than looking at, oh, I'm just going to spend a lot of money this year and, you know, bring your credit cards. You don't want to do that. You want to be really strategic. So start, if you haven't already, start budgeting, start really getting your finances in order, and really watch about spending. All right, so there are a couple of, there's all different kinds of combinations, but in this short video, I'm going to tell you just a couple. So the horse and goat are best friends. So what that means is if you have a goat in your chart, the horse month is also affecting you quite a bit, and not always in a negative way. As you saw, there's some good opportunities. There's green days there, and there are some other good things happening as well. All right, but I also talked about the horse and rat clash. Now, these two never really play very well together, but especially this year, it is gonna be a little bit of a rough ride. So do watch certain days in the month of June. All right, let's start out with just a couple of days I'm gonna tell you about, but I do want you to know that you do have several opportunities to make some great headway as well. All right, oops, went a little bit too fast there. All right, so on June 22nd is a full day. A full day means that things are going to be just nice and full. It's like there's just not enough, if you will. It just keeps filling. You drink a little bit out of the cup and it automatically just fills right up. But what I want you to know about this particular energy is that, especially if you're signing a contract, then this is the time where you start thinking about under promising and over delivering versus the opposite. You over promise and under deliver, because that's where your clients are going to get upset with you. But this is what the energy of a full day will mean. And this happens, there are 12 different types of days, and those will they're going to come throughout the year. So what you're seeing on this calendar is, again, some things that are very standard. This whole calendar right here, everyone is going to see this full day. It's going to be a fire monkey day. It's going to have all of the positive and negative influences, which, by the way, influence the entire day, whether it's a positive energy, like in the goat hour on this particular day, it's a plus. It has a little bit more saturation of green to have it pointed out that, oops, this is really a good time slot, as well as it could also make things go negative really quickly because of this teal color right here. This doesn't happen every day. Sometimes the positive influences show up here in the positive over influence the entire day, or it could just show up in a 2-hour time slot. So it just depends. It actually can show up both places, and then we know that it's really like full speed ahead when it happens. And they should only show up on the green days, if you will. So, but I do want you to note that these couple of hours that have the green on it right now, these are your best times, if you will. But I do also want you to know that these other hours that have just the plus sign, they're usable for your actions as well. But when you get your TimeBlazr, you're going to start noticing that there's some stars along the side here. And then that's going to indicate that those hours are astrologically going to be better for you because of what's happening on the day and the hour. But do note, like, for example, on yours, it might say you have 3 stars during the horse hour. Well, I would say you know, you have to understand that the software can only go so far, but it's going to say, yes, the horse hour is good for you, but now you have to discern whether you're going to use that energy or not. And then once you download the TimeBlazr, of course, there'll be the guidebooks with all the definitions and all of that. But if you do have a tiger in your chart, then the monkey hour is a little bit more, it's unstable for you that day. All right, so now we have a destruction day. This is the least favorite of all my days. And so basically what it's saying here is that you're going to be taking things down to the studs. It's going to, like, everything is just going to be destroyed and it's never going to be the same. So it's pretty disruptive, if you will. So there are uses for it, especially in legal cases and things like that, but I would never use an unfavorable destruction day for a legal case, because it would not be enough vibrancy to do that. But on this particular day, since it is a destruction day and it's a rat day, so already this is what we're starting to see. It's the year of the rat, the month of the rat, a month of the horse, excuse me, and then on a rat day. So now we have a rat, horse, rat clash. So I also want you to watch out for this horse hour. This is, I can only imagine a baby being born on this day, what type of character that would be, because this is like an astrological chart, right? Year of the rat, month horse, rat day, horse hour. And there will be babies born on this day, but it'll be interesting to see how they will fare as their life goes on. Anyway, this is also another thing that you want to always look at, these positive and negative influences, where we have big spender and voluminous. This means really watch the spending. So who is it going to be most challenging for on this particular day? The horses. Why? Because it's a rat day. So there are a couple of different times here that I want you to watch out for, but especially the ones that are indicated on the red right here. But also I would even add in this dragon hour because it's all negative here. All right, now here's kind of an oxymoron, if you will. It is a favorable established day, but it's a horse day. So again, this is where we're going to have to be a little bit strategic about choosing the right day and time to do something. Now, if you have, if this is, you know, your chart is saying, yes, this is a good day for me to do something, I would say if you could use this 5 to 6 to maybe send out something via autoresponders, that would be very helpful for you. But this is establishing authority. It's really a nice day to do that. So I would definitely do that for sure. But I would avoid these areas that I've indicated in red right here, but especially this horse hour, because this is a year of the rat, month of the horse, day of the horse, horse hour. So who is it unfavorable this time for? It would be the rats. So this is where I want you to watch that energy. All right, so I talked about this at my annual event, where this could be a year of clear decisions or fear or indecision. And I think the world has been in this vibration for a very long time. So let's try to really get onto this side of the screen of clear decisions. And the reason and why you can do that is because you are using your business astrology to the max and you're using the TimeBlazr to the max. So avoid the pitfalls of the month by choosing the right days and time. Again, if you are not following us quite yet, either like, comment, share, or ring that bell on certain platforms, or just send your questions to hello@TimeBlazr.com. We'll answer them there as well. And then you want to get your free TimeBlazr, but you know what? I've got a special that is going on right now, and it's called a 30-day refresh and revive experience. And quite frankly, it started on May 27th, and it's going to go all the way till June 27th. And what you're going to be doing is you're going to set a 30-day goal. So no matter when you start your TimeBlazr, if it was today or another day, you're going to get 30 days. And I absolutely suggest you get it quickly so you can get the most out of the month of the horse in this clash month of the horse and the rat. So then what we're going to be doing at this point is you would be coming from day 2 to day 30 at 11:30 a.m. all the way through the 27th. And I'm going to give you a day-by-day daily strategy of how to use that TimeBlazr. So you just want to basically register, and then you'll get all the information on how to do that. And of course, you're going to get 30 days of the TimeBlazr for free. There's going to be there is a private Facebook group. And so this is a pretty high value of a program that I'm doing right now, and it's absolutely free. But this is what I do ask of you, that you make the time and commitment to bring your business back in focus. This is the stimulus you can count on. So some of you may be in the position of just, okay, let's get restarted and let's get things moving again. And honestly, and with all my heart, I do understand that some of you are starting completely from scratch. This system can help you make informed decisions about that. So what we're really wanting you to do is get into that program as quickly as possible, and there's absolutely no charge. So go to bit.ly/30-day revive. That's all lowercase. So there's a couple things that you need to do. You just need to register for bit.ly/30-day revive, and then sign up for your free TimeBlazr trial at www.free30timetrial.com, and that'll get you in. All right, have an amazing month. I'm so happy that you spent all of the time to figure out just what this month has to bring. If you want to take it to the next step, if you really care about your business, your personal life, and you want to get it back on track, or even ramp it up to the next level, then click on these 2 URLs, and then let's get started. And I hope to see you online very soon in the daily TimeBlazr experience. See you soon. Bye-bye.